How do you get out of beat block? How do I get out of beat block? I guess there are three things I could say that I use to get out of beat block. The first thing is I think through the mind of a different character. Pharrell talks about this in some of his interviews, how he had fun was stepping in the mind of a Britney Spears, stepping in the mind of a Justin Timberlake, stepping in the mind of a Tyler the Creator, whoever. I'm just making them artists. But the point is, you step in the mind of that character and you create from their perspective. That gives you infinite perspectives to create from instead of your sole perspective. The second thing I could say is that you want to use free plugins, not because you're trying to look for a deal. It's just going to open you up to be open to new concepts in music production. I used to think that free plugins were just a waste of time, a waste of space. Sometimes that's true. But other times you find gems that are like, wow, I cannot believe this is free. Or wow, this free thing does such a weird thing that it influenced my type of sound. Or wow, it made me think different about delay, phase, chorusing, compression, EQ, whatever. And now you take that mindset that you learned from that free thing and you applied it to your music production. It's more of an invisible thing than it is a tangible tactic. But I could say that using free plugins opens me up to receive again, speaking metaphysically speaking. So again, how to get through beat block. Those would be the two out of the three. And I guess the last one is to introduce discovery back into your workflow and your music production process. When you lose discovery, you lose excitement. When you lose unknowns, you lose excitement. And part of being a music producer is learning something new. You get really excited because you're like, wow, I understand this thing now. And now I see everything completely differently. Or you're like, wow, this thing I want to learn. Let me study this thing. That's the fun of music production, is learning the steps to become a master at music production. And that's why I have premium at premium.busyworksbeats.com. Some people are like, you don't need to learn about LUFS and how to get, the crest factor down and all this stuff. I'm like, you don't need to learn anything about music production. The fun of it is that when you learn these techniques, when you learn these concepts, you can now go back and apply all this stuff to your sound design, to your mixing, to your music production. And now you have a mastery of music production. That's why I teach this stuff. And so you have a whole big picture about what music production actually is. And now you can tackle it from all different angles and not just one angle. That's why you guys get bored and have beat block, is because you might think that you know something on a tutorial on YouTube, but in reality, you don't really fully comprehend the concept. And so you only learn one path. And if anything gets in that one path's way, and you don't know how to switch off the path and go different directions, you're going to be like, darn, I'm stuck. I don't know where else to go from here. And that's because we watch tutorials, we think we're Superman, and then we go out there and then we realize we don't know as much as we actually think we know. That's why we like to master our craft. And that's why I teach music production, specifically music theory, FL Studio mixing. I teach all that at premium.busyworksbeats.com. I even came up with a new course called Music Theory Magic. Why do we have to dig all the way to the metaphysical magic levels to music? Because that's what unlocks the emotion behind chord progressions, the emotion behind melodies, the emotion behind songwriting. That's how we attract listeners to our music. So now we get the product right, we can multiply all the other steps and marketing and everything else. So that's why I teach this stuff, is to gain a broader perspective. But the last thing I would also say is, when you're cooking up, try changing your ingredients. This sounds so simple because it is. When we're cooking, if you keep starting with the same ingredients, the same amount, the same process, the same this, the same that, you're always going to get the same thing. So you have to change something in that equation. So if you use the same BPM, the same key, C minor, the same 808, the same snare, the same key, the same plugins, the same exact sound, the same preset, you're going to get the same stuff. That you're not really changing much up to get a different thing. So that's what I'll teach you. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory. The reason I'm mentioning that course so much is because I put so much energy into that course, and it's going to unlock new levels of music production for you because it's done it for me. And I've been teaching this stuff for years and years and years, and it unlocked a new level. So I want to thank you, and hopefully you get out of beat block. It's Game from busyworksbeats.com. Peace.